We're here for you.
Very riveting stuff.
So it's interesting.
Have you felt sort of a little bit of momentum here lately? Like you feel like you turned a corner or something?
Yeah, I think I'm getting more and more comfortable each day. I think that's been my whole goal, just get better and grow each day. And I think as time goes on, and I think we actually get into more realistic football as far as call-up periods, scrimmaging, stuff like that, where that's where I feel like I'm the best in my own game. And I feel like I can continue to get better, but I think it's I'm going to try and get better each day, and I think I've done that.
This is a super rudimentary question, but is there something beneficial to Kellen Moore just letting football players play football to an extent?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's just he understands from a quarterback perspective that a lot of the scripted periods, a lot of certain practice stuff isn't necessarily real football where, a lot of times in, today's scrimmage you're going to have defenders coming free or you're going to have to navigate a throw and you're going to have to operate, stuff like that, to where that's kind of more of realistic football that you got to go out there and make sure we're moving the sticks, and that's the fun part about it. So I think he does a really good job of when we're out here, we're going to utilize those reps, and then a lot of the times those scripted periods, we got to get plays installed, and we're getting better. But when it comes down to football, you got to take advantage of it.
Tyler Shough to Kevin, can you kind of just talk about what you saw in that play?
Yeah, we were kind of going like a fake switch rub. Play we've been running for a while now, just kind of one off of it, stepped up, and then made the adjustment from one of my picks earlier, throwing it too low and gave it a top shelf throw, and in the back of the end zone he made a really good catch off of it. But yeah, it was good. I mean, it was probably a bang I might have been getting sacked or smoked or something like that, but it was good though.
The 65-yard drive that you had before that, where you hit Pettis on the one down the side, that whole drive, was that as good as you have felt this training camp so far? 'Cause it seemed like you were certainly on point on that.
Yeah, I think so. For me, like I said before, is just whenever we're going in actual football call-it scenarios, I think that's when I perform the best, and we're out there and I'm just operating and feeling it and getting out there on the move and all those things. I think that's where I feel most comfortable, and I think getting in a new environment, coming out here, getting a lot of excitement with the guys, it's been a lot of fun. So footballs, you got up and down. We started off a little slow. We came back and we finished really well. So I was really proud of him making that catch and the whole group kind of finishing it there against the guys.
The one to Pettis, were you sure that he was going to stop and turn around when you let go of it? Like how was that communication?
Yeah, I just trusted his body language. I think we had had that double move off of it, and we had immediate kind of leakage right away, and got out of there, and I knew it was going to be his ball or nobody. It was on the run, so we were kind of on the same page there. He made a really good adjustment stopping.
One of the areas where we've kind of put you under the microscope where we're trying to evaluate how you're doing there is like time to throw, holding onto the ball. Is that something you think you've improved on, or do you think live situations help speed up that clock in your head?
I think a little bit of both. I feel like I've gotten better as far as time clock football, and that's just kind of comfortability with the offense, and sometimes ripping it in certain scenarios, and sometimes some guys, it may not be open. You don't want to force it. Sometimes the best play is a throwaway, or to maybe even take a sack in some certain scenarios. So I think as you get playing more, a lot of those times where you can scramble, you can kind of make something happen is more realistic. But by no means was I perfect the first couple of weeks as far as with that, for sure. And I don't expect myself to be, because I just got here, So I think the biggest thing that we've talked about is just continually getting better, getting the guys closer together as a team, and now we kind of hit the ground running.
We didn't get to talk to you after the previous scrimmage. What was your review of that day? Because obviously the first drive was one of the highlights of your camp, and then there were some throws you probably wanted to have back later.
Yeah, I thought it was, just kind of like today, it was a lot of great efficiency when we get down there, and then a couple times in the red zone we didn't really finish how we wanted to. So I think it was a lot of fun for me. Just kind of, I think that kind of triggered for me mentally, just kind of going out there and playing and not trying to be too perfect, having fun. So I think it's been a really good progression for me, and excited to kind of get out there on the game.
Kellen was saying that 95% of the time the running back gets the ball, the one that you've pulled, and you'd also did that before. What are you seeing on those plays that just gives you the confidence to go out and take it, and that ends in a good result?
On the touchdown run?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's just playing football. I think you got a lot of the times when you're running those tempo run plays, they're expecting that to get it, and then you just kind of feel that soft edge, and you go out there and get it. So It wasn't necessarily, he crashed down. We could give in there and it'd be a bang bang play, but just felt it.
And you like when dapped up the fans after
Yeah.
here, like is that just kind of a sign that you're getting more comfortable here a little bit, like
Yeah.
your confidence and all that?
100%. I think that's part of it. Like I said before, I'm gonna try and be perfect. I'm gonna do everything I can, but I'm not going to be. And I think I had to get to the point where you just go out there and you're gonna make mistakes. But for me, it's just day by day, like I said before to Ross, is just getting more comfortable, getting better. I've been here for 3 or 4 months now, and I feel, in the past couple of weeks, so much better than I did year. And tomorrow, I'm gonna try and get better. And then who knows where we'll be at the end of the season.
Kellen said he told you guys that it's going to be Spencer starting and you coming in second. That's how they did both of the scrimmages too. I mean, what's your mindset of being the guy that's trying to start in second and come out ahead, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm excited for the opportunity to go out there and play. Get a couple quarters in, go out there and just have fun and rip it with all the stuff that we've been working towards. And I think you got to keep that perspective. I think obviously all these practices, all we've been working for, excited to go out there and have that opportunity.
Yeah, you mentioned learning from I assume you meant the Nephi interception in the first scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
Now you give the top shelf ball. How much of the first couple weeks for you has been, you kind of have to accept, you're going to have to take your lumps in some instances so that you can go back and fix them, and then today you make a higher throw. Like, is that something that you came in just ready to deal with? Is that been something you adjusted?
No, I think you come in, I'm going to complete every pass, but obviously your guys' job is to evaluate that, but you also, there's stuff that happens behind the scenes where I'm going to be the hardest on myself, first of all, but you got to come in. That was a learning adjustment for me. It's just, I'm not going to be Tom Brady or Drew Brees in training camp right now. I want to aspire to continue to grow, and I think the coaches have done a good job of just facilitating a lot of these practices, and especially kind of towards the end where we're getting into more realistic scenarios. And I feel like I've progressively gotten better and more comfortable. But I expect myself to play at the best of my ability, and I think the lesson I've learned is just you're gonna have to accept failure sometimes and keep going. You know what I mean?
With that being said, what mindset do you hope to take into the game, trying not to put too much pressure on 3 or 4 drives?
Yeah, exactly that. It's a lot of the times, it was kind of today. Sometimes some things are out of control, some things are, and you have to evaluate it, and you have to go out there. And I think for me, every time I'm out there, I want to throw with conviction and operate and bring a lot of juice to the huddle and making sure we're procedurally good and all those things. And if you look at it analytically, and that's how I want to do it, how I want to operate and have fun with it.
What did you learn? Cliche and everything, but like is real adjusting to the speed, this level, like having a process very quickly.
I wouldn't say it's phrase it like that. I think it's just part of it getting comfortable with a lot of the guys. New offense, like I said, we're installing. It's the first time you run a play in a scripted session of a practice, and it may not be the look how you drew it on paper, and that's maybe the only time you get that play, and you kind of have to be okay with that, and then you come back to it later and keep growing. I think that's been the cool part for me learning it. Obviously, everything is going to be evaluated and judged, but as we kind of keep going, I think that's been the thing I've been trying to do the most.
What did you learn on the throw to Nephi? Like, can you just kind of walk us through that play from the first scrimmage?
Yeah, it was just a window right there in the back of the end zone, and all it is just top shelf throw. Just put it up a little bit more to where it's him or nobody. It was there, but you're on the run. Stuff like that happens. I think the biggest thing is when you got points, don't turn it over. But you're playing in the game. It's just it happens. It wasn't necessarily a come off weird, but I think that's like I said before. You come back and learn from it. All those things, even good throws, you got to keep that in your mind. But yeah.
So just to understand, like it was more of a placement rather than timing in terms of like.
Oh yeah. I think the timing for me is has gotten progressively a lot better, and that's all. Like I said before, you're getting for a lot of the times you're running those plays, and now we're getting the full offense installed, and now you're just operating.
To me, that kind of looked like
1 or 2 more guys.
the throw against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It kind of had that same look. Was that when you look back at it, would you say it was a similar situation?
The pick?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a little bit different scenario, but yeah, like I said, it ended up being top shelf in the Notre Dame one, but down there, you're on like the 2 or 3 yard line, so you got to just give some. But who cares, man? It was just that you learn from it, and I think that's part of it. But yeah, I think that's we come out here today and you go out there and learn from it.
You said
we have
in a
one
recent
more.
interview that you really enjoy the opportunity to solve stuff.
Yeah.
Use a different word, but solve stuff. Do you have an example of that from today's scrimmage, like a play where you're
Yeah.
kind of see that?
Yeah, I think to where in the past where I had a negative play, we had changing the protection, and you see a pressure look, just in a not a very sound protection, and I didn't make that call, and it led to a negative play. Simple as that. Today, correcting that and then having a completion off of it, or at least a scramble or throwaway whenever you kind of see that same look. I think that was a big progression moment for me, and then also just kind of going out there and operating. We started off really, really good as an offense, and obviously the second group, had a couple plays where you got backed up a little bit, but the way we finished, and I was super proud of the O-line and all those guys. But to your point, I think the more you can kind of continually go like that, I think that's what it's about, and there's going to be bumps, but I think over this time I felt more and more like myself and the team. I think we're kind of gaining that edge.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you, guys.